In this lesson, we will compare between secondary zone and stub zone. First of all, we will learn more about secondary zone, then analyze a query to a secondary zone DNS server. After that, we will learn more about stub zone. To see the behavior of the stub zone, we will convert from secondary zone to stub zone, then analyze the same query to the stub zone DNS server. Finally, we sum up our lesson with the keynotes. As we know, secondary zones get a copy of each DNS record created in the primary zone. A secondary zone DNS server acts as the authoritative DNS server for that zone, which means it will look up the DNS records in its zone and does not query any other DNS servers to find the answers. Because of these two characteristics, secondary DNS servers respond to queries faster, but consuming time and bandwidth for DNS record replication. As you can see, here are all the DNS records of the primary zone itlifeskills.com on GPVDC01. Let's check the DNS records on the secondary zone itlifeskills.com on RPVDC01. We just need to click on the zone. As you can see, they are the same. We know that every time a new DNS record is created on the primary zone, it will be replicated to the secondary zone. To see how a secondary DNS server responds to a query, let's analyze this network. In this network, we configure laptop 01 to use RPVDC01 as its DNS server. And from laptop 01, we ping sales.itlifeskills.com. Then we capture the traffic on RPVDC01. So let's ping it. And here is the capture. As you can see, from the capture, the laptop 01, it query RPVDC01 for the records sell.itlifeskills.com and RPVDC01 answer laptop 01 that the records sales.itlifeskills.com has the IP 10.0.0.100. Apparently, the secondary DNS server look up its DNS records in its zone and does not query any other DNS servers to respond to the query. Unlike secondary zones, stub zones only get the SOA and name server records replicated from the primary zone. A stub zone DNS server acts as the recursive DNS server for that zone, which means it will query the primary DNS server to find the answers. Stub zone DNS servers do not consume bandwidth for replication, but take more time to find the answers. However, they have the most accurate answers since they get the answers directly from the primary DNS server. Let's convert the secondary zone itlifeskills.com on RPVDC01 to a stub zone. To do that, we need to right-click on the zone and click on Properties, then we click on Change and select Stub Zone, and then click OK, then click OK. Here we click on Transfer from Master and click Refresh. Now, this zone, itlifeskills.com, is a stub zone. As you can see, it only has the SOA records and name server records transferred from the primary zone itlifeskills.com on GPVDC01. Let's now analyze the query from laptop01 to OPVDC01 to find the IP address of sales.itlifeskills.com. To do that, from laptop01, we ping sales.itlifeskills.com, and here is the capture on OPVDC01. As you can see, first laptop01 query OPVDC01 for the IP address of the record sales.itlifeskills.com. Then OPVDC01 have to query GPVDC01 for the same record. GPVDC01 answer OPVDC01 that the record sales.itlifeskills.com have the IP 10.0.0.101. Finally, OPVDC01 respond to laptop01 with the same answer. As you can see, the Stub Zone DNS server must query the primary DNS server to find the answer. Unlike secondary zones, Stub Zone can be stored in Active Directory. To do that, we need to right-click on the zone and click on Properties. First of all, we notice that if the zone is not stored in Active Directory, so the replication scope is grayed down. Now we click on the Change button and select the option Store the zone in Active Directory, then click OK, then click Yes to accept. Now the replication scope changed to all DNS servers in this domain. We can click on the Change button to change the scope. However, in this case, the best option is to replicate to all DNS servers running on domain controller in this domain. So we accept this option and click OK. And here we click OK. To fix this issue, we need to right click on the zone and click on transfer from master and click refresh. That's it. This is the end of this lesson. Let's read the keynotes.